My name's Eileen Rivera, and I'm here with Glenn Daly today, one of our preferred direct lenders. And we're here today to answer some of your questions that you have about getting pre-qualified, pre-approved, and what the lending component of purchasing real estate is all about. And Glenn is definitely the expert. Thank you so much for being with us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, so Glenn, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you the questions people ask me all the time, not in order, kind of just randomly, which is how they come up. So my first question is when I get a call from a buyer on a piece of property, and I explain to them that they need to get pre-qualified first, and I give them your name and your number. Tell everybody what happens then. What's that next step?
That's a very important process. The first thing that you want to do is find out how much a person will qualify for. There's no sense looking at $500,000 to $600,000 homes if the person's income only allows them to qualify for $400,000. We also want to go over how much down payment capability the person has, and then we'll also dial in the interest rate and payment. Once a person qualifies for, say, $400,000, $500,000, we'll get them that payment, and then we'll back them down to say, now, what's your comfort level on your monthly payment? And then I can give them that purchase price as well. So it serves a couple purposes. Find out if they qualify and what their comfort level is on the monthly payment.
Okay, and do you give them that all verbally? Do you give them something in writing? Does it depend? I mean, I don't.
I prefer in person because I always like to meet the people that I work with. However, if people are very busy and they can only do it over the phone, that's something that's available as well.
Okay, all right, that's great. So you'll do an on-the-phone consultation.
Absolutely.
And I know that everything that you find out has to be verified, to make it really accurate and for you to give them a commitment. But how long does it take you to get a pretty good sense based on the questions you're asking them? I mean, in other words, if I send a client to you for this information, are you going to get back to them tomorrow or in 2 days? Or
No. When I initially talk to them, I get some general information over the phone with married, what's the marriage status, what do you do, for how long, how's your personal credit, that sort of idea, just so I know if a person has only been working for 6 months and they hadn't been working the previous 5 years, I know we don't need to have them come in. If there's a recent bankruptcy 6 months ago or a recent foreclosure, I also know that I don't need to take their time to bring them in at that point. So I enjoy getting all the information up front. If everything fits on the initial phone conversation, I'll have them bring in 2 years tax returns and 1 month pay stubs.
All right.
And within 30 to 45 minutes of having that information and the credit, I can go back and calculate, run the debt ratios, and let everyone know how much this person qualifies for. So it doesn't take that long.
That's great. Okay, and as you're talking about running the credit, here's another objection that I hear often from folks. And I say objection because it's a fear. It's something that they don't know. They don't know the facts about. They just know what everybody's telling them. And it's like, oh, I don't want anybody to run my credit yet because it'll ding my credit. Tell us about that. Tell us when is that the case? When is it not?
I run into that too. I get that question asked me all the time. Inquiries are never good on a credit report if it's from different industries. For instance, if you just had a Visa, auto, mortgage, Discover, and furniture store all pull your credit, that looks like you're credit shopping. But if it's mortgage, it doesn't hurt it. You get 6 per 90 days. So 6 inquiries per 90 days. Also, if I pull somebody's credit, I can continually pull that credit for 90 days without it affecting the credit score whatsoever.
Really? And why would you do that? What would be the circumstance under which you would run my credit once? We talk, we have that initial consultation. Why 40 days later would you run it again? I'm
doing that right now with a gentleman. The credit score needs to be 620 for an FHA mortgage. That FHA is a 3.5% down. This person has a 615. So we had him pay down one credit card just a little bit, and that took his credit score to 621. So I pulled it upon talking to him. We paid down a credit card, and then did the rapid rescore through the credit bureau, and then repulled it. So it was within 10 days.
That's wonderful. So you can actually, for those of you that are wondering about this, you can actually counsel people to counsel them, give them the tools to improve their FICO scores relatively quickly.
Absolutely. I've seen probably 40,000 credit reports. There's nothing about a credit report that I don't know, and I can look at it immediately and let them know what to do. And I also like to furnish the people with their credit bureau, too, and go over it with them when I'm talking to them. That's one of the advantages of people coming in, is I can give them their credit bureau that has all 3 scores.
That's
And they love
great.
that.
Okay, give our audience 2 or 3 tips for the person that's just starting to think about making their first purchase, right? They talk to you, they talk to me, and they say, well, sometime in the next year. What are things that they should be aware of that affects their credit? Give them some advice.
Don't open any new accounts. That's the first thing, because as soon as you open up a new credit entry on your credit bureau, your scores will go down until it shows a seasoning history. Don't run up the credit cards. That's also something that will affect the credit scores. And the most important thing is save up some money. Now, the minimum down payment for any mortgage right now is 3.5%. That's the most popular. Probably 80% of the people do that loan. So save up enough money for your down payment, and also give yourself a little bit of money in reserves, so when you do decide to move in, you've got enough for garden hoses and whatnot.
That's great advice. All right, well, thank you so much for taking this time today. I do want to ask you to come back and visit with more of my clients, via this medium, because as we said, this was targeted for that first-time buyer, for people with questions that Glenn answered today. But we also have a lot of folks that we're working with out there that, shall we say, are in a really good position. This is their big opportunity that they've been waiting for, to build their wealth and buy multi-unit buildings, vacation homes, things like that. And I'd love for you to come back, because I know that advice can be a little different. The numbers are different, the formula is different. So would you do that?
It would be my pleasure.
All right. Thank you
Eileen.
so much. All right, folks, please do not hesitate to call. If you have any questions, call me, 562-989-1997. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.